Last year in Washington, lobbyists spent $3 billion to get what they wanted out of the Congress and out of the White House. We really have to focus on political reform, the reform of lobbying, the reform of our elections. But there's no way to do it, I think, unless people are mobilized. I think we need a popular movement in the country to drive these changes. And I think it involves a fusion of those that are concerned about environment, those that are concerned about social justice, and those that are concerned about political reform. And we need to bring these communities together and drive real change. But we also need to, you don't win without ideas. I think we learned that from this conservative movement that eventually succeeded in part through the power of ideas. And I think we need ideas. And so I think we need to build a much bigger understanding and constituency for ideas that can change the fundamentals of the corporation. There's a group working out of Boston called Corporation 2020. And it's beginning that process of looking at how looking at this question of corporate design. It involves an examination of this shareholder primacy and what could substitute for that. Another issue in the corporate area that's extremely important is this personhood of the corporation. In a remarkable feat, the Supreme Court of the United States in the 1890s in the Santa Clara County case declared that corporations were people and had all the protections of the Bill of Rights and the amendments to the Constitution. And so somehow these creatures that we charter, that we citizens create through government, the chartering of a corporation, somehow that morphed into a person. And today they have First Amendment rights. So it's very difficult to regulate their advertising. It's very difficult to regulate their political behavior and their spending in campaigns. We had a provision of McCain-Feingold struck down by the Supreme Court that was trying to regulate corporate political activity. So this is a bit of nonsense that crept into our corporate law that needs to be looked at again. There are reviews that could be carried out of corporate charters. We could ask whether it should be always the case that the corporation should have limited liability. Maybe there are times of particularly egregious behavior when the owners of the corporation should be liable. And that would certainly make people wake up and change their investment decisions and pay a little more attention to what the corporations were actually doing. We need reform of corporate lobbying and spending practices. At least we ought to get a lot more disclosure initially. So there's actually a long list of things that need to be developed, interesting ideas for thinking about the corporation of the future. And it may turn out that there are a lot of corporate executives that aren't so hostile to these ideas. I suspect that they are often view themselves, and quite properly, as good people caught in a bad system.